if I turn around, I could see Best Buy. I could see the movies.
That's okay. Dude, it's better than the view you had before from the bones and shit.
No, yeah, I just stare at the
Fighting
apartments
and-
across the street.
Yeah, crack fights and shit, dude.
Shit was terrible.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Everybody can hear everybody okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready.
I don't even know. Is it on? Yeah. Cool.
I think I'm ready.
Wait, what are we doing today? Is this
This first one, no. This first one we're doing She-Hulk, because that episode comes out next week. So I got a little bit of trivia on She-Hulk, and then we'll just talk whatever.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then after that, we got a long story that you guys are going to have to sit through.
That's cool with me. Cool.
And it's not a great one either.
Which one is this?
You finished your part, right?
The evolutionary war?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was worried.
It's like
No, because sometimes those stories, it's like...
they're slow.
Yeah. And these were all like annuals, which are like usually longer than the normal ones.
The good thing about them is that they were all separate like stories.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't get tired of just reading the same X-Men.
Okay.
It's like the X-Men, Spider-Man,
Fantastic
Avengers,
Four.
Fantastic Four. So it made it a little easier.
Okay.
But still,
But it was still 11 issues.
yeah.
And one of them I stopped reading.
Which one?
The West Coast Avengers one.
That one I actually made it through.
I didn't like it.
That was the last read you guys did when I was here. The West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
There was so much inappropriate shit in that story. There was so much, dude. Like,
Oh, no, the Shang-Chi one was bad,
that
yeah.
shit was out of
Yeah, that one, the Fu Manchu one.
Yeah.
That shit was, oof.
gosh.
That shit was bad.
Oh man.
A lot of questionable stuff was
A lot
happening.
of questionable
The
shit.
80s was a weird time for Marvel.
Yeah. Oh shit.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, welcome back, guys, to the Webheads Podcast. We are here with me, Steven. I'm here with my brother.
DeMarco.
We got our guy again,
Robbie.
Robbie Rodelo, and we brought another friend of mine, Gustavo.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the
Hey.
show.
Welcome to the show, first time.
Yeah.
I brought a little song for you guys today that I wanted you guys all to hear.
God.
And we'll play it right before we get started with everything. And it's short. Don't worry, it's fun.
You can only judge me if you're the judge. Specifically, Judy. You gotta be Judy. You can take me in and put me in cuffs. If your name's Judy,
I just want you guys to hear
you gotta be Judge
That was it.
Judy.
Who is this?
I found it on TikTok.
It's the judge.
I just really liked
Yeah. I like the metronome playing in the
Alright.
background. It wasn't bad.
it. So let's get started. That's all I had. That's all I had.
What was that, dude?
I'm leaving that as a drop for a while too. It's gonna play random times. It's gotta be Judy.
What in the world was that, bro?
And then when he harmonizes at the end,
Yeah. It's like, oh.
man,
He was feeling it.
yeah. I'm so mad I don't have headphones to hear that again.
Yo.
All right, so
What the fuck was that? Did you get permission to use that?
no, no.
All right.
All right, man.
We'll see what
Don't get
happens.
flags, dude.
We'll see what happens. I don't think it's copyrighted right now, so we should be okay. I don't know how TikTok works like that though.
They're like a record label.
Well, then maybe we'll
For
block.
real, legitimately, they signed some like
Damn it.
I don't want to say bill or something. They did something legally, to where they're technically a record label now.
Great.
Hmm.
I guess I'll cut that part out for YouTube.
TikTok.
I'll leave it on
and stop.
Spotify.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so today we're talking She-Hulk because the episode comes out when this drops 2 days because they moved it to Thursday
Yeah.
for some reason. Is every episode gonna be on Thursday
I
or
assume
just this
so.
first one? Okay. So yeah, we're talking She-Hulk today, guys.
All right.
But before we get to that, what have you guys been up to? We'll start with this guy on the right, Gustavo.
Dang
Since
it.
he's a
like-
first timer.
Just like class. I was like, not me.
Please.
Please. It's first time. Well, I just moved back from San Diego to the Bay. Feels good. Feels right, I guess.
That's the way it should feel.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Mhm.
It was calling, I think. I felt it. Felt it in my bones. Just chilling, man. Just trying to make moves and get stuff going. Slowly getting back into like my martial arts groove too, so just hanging out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to have you back.
Thanks, man. Yeah, feels good.
What about you, Robby Rodelo? What do you got going on?
Not much either. Just working. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Whoa, that was crazy.
Something flew out my ear.
That was crazy.
Out or
The
in?
dangers of
That's a
recording
good
outside.
question. That's a good question. What just happened?
Yeah, you don't have headphones, so
I know.
that's not something we're used to.
Yeah, I'll just act like I do.
So
So
hold
you're
your
like
hands.
this.
Earmuffs. Earmuffs.
Just nod the whole time. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. Yeah, well, not much. I have my trademark is gonna get published on the 16th,
Nice.
so that's pretty cool.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's been it took a year, legitimately. So that's cool. Just working on music, trying to like work on some house music. I'm trying to work on a hip hop project still. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Just trying to stay busy in the craft and always trying to learn and evolve with it.
Mhm.
Get the opportunity I have and make use of it. That's pretty much it.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. What about you,
Me.
sir?
Let's see. Well, I
Alright.
started a new job recently.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What else? Me and you went to we went to Comedy Bang Bang live,
Yeah.
which was really fun. That was like for those that don't know, it's a comedy podcast. They got a guy interviews other comedians, but they're playing other characters or other celebrities and stuff like that, and it just gets wild. But yeah, just being able to see it live and finally being able to see it in person and everything was really great. It was really funny. That actually was Engineer Brett that we
Was
saw.
it?
Yeah, I was on Instagram and I saw PFT had like posted like a video and same shirt.
Damn.
But yeah, it was really cool, really fun. And
Yeah,
other
it
than
was
that,
really fun.
I don't think I've really done anything else. It's been with the new job and everything, and just coming home. I don't really want to do much else. But yeah,
For
pretty
sure.
chill week. What about you?
Yeah. Well, this fly keeps fucking bothering me, flying next to my ears. But yeah, we went to the Comedy Bang Bang show, which was cool. It was a little inspiring to be able to see another podcast. Granted, they've been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
But it was a little inspiring to see another podcast up on stage with what looked like a sold-out show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that was fun. It was a really fun show. Like you said, it's like a short-form improv kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is always kind of fun for me. So we did that Wednesday. Zara started school this week, which was it was too much for me, really.
Kindergarten?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So it's weird having a kid that's in kindergarten, and
I was gonna make an inappropriate comment. That was crazy sound.
so yeah, she finished school, or she's in school. These fucking flies are out here.
You're gonna have to cut some of that.
I'm not cutting out this.
you guys want to rotate headphones?
Yeah, just pass them around
keep
every
rotating
couple
them?
minutes. All right, we're good. Okay, so yeah,
You want them though?
she had something happen. She went to school. I was okay for it, most of it. My wife Ariel had a little bit of a harder time with it.
What do you mean? Like
Just
what?
her being just in school, just away from. She spent really the last 5 years every day with somebody that she knows.
Like separation anxiety,
yeah,
kind of.
cares with her.
She's mom, so that's.
Yeah. But it's been good. The last Friday she did really well. There was no more crying throughout the day.
Nice.
Which happened the whole week before that. And she'll get the hang of it. So I'm not really worried about it. But it was stressful. And it still kind of is. And I think that's really it. That's all I.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. The show was really good, and here we are. That's it. Yesterday I didn't do anything, but I did stay up until 2 to finish next week's story because I took my time.
At that point, I can't read anymore. Like,
Oh
once
no,
it
I
gets
did.
past 11.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys on that one. I didn't read a couple of those. I found some help online.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what you got to do. It's there for a reason.
Because some of those stories is.
Hey Siri,
well-
what the fuck happened in this story?
Exactly.
Because on some of them, fucking piece of shit flies. Some of the stories were because they're, like I said, they're annuals, so they're longer. But maybe one story was like 35 pages. Then they take a break and do another story for like 12.
Yeah.
And then they maybe go back to the first story. I don't stop doing that. I hate it. I hate
You got to
it.
just find some pages that look like something important's happening.
Yeah.
Read that page and then just go until you find something else.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, that is what I do. When it gets to be long like these ones,
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, nothing's happening here. All right, something's happening here. All right, get the gist of it. Or you read like the first like page or something. That usually lays out what the plan of the villain is. And you're like, all right, we can kind of go from
Yeah.
there.
Sometimes you go through it and you're like, you look at the page and you're like, okay, this is mostly action.
Sounds like that Ed philosophy from Good Burger. Like, I know some of these words.
But yeah, that's all I did this week. It was a tiring week, but that's just life. That's just how life goes.
You can't plan that sound, man. That's good. That's saying something.
For real.
Also, what I told you I was going to start doing last week, kind of giving everybody a list of what's coming out this week for comics. We got another Axe story, the Avengers, X-Men, Eternals.
Oh, this is
the
side?
Judgment. It's a side story,
Oh, okay.
but it's Death to the Mutants. That's coming out. Daredevil #2 is coming out. The first one is really good. So if your comic book store still has the first one, pick that up. That's good writing right there, and the art's just nasty. I don't know. I can't remember who the artist is on that one, but this shit's good.
These are new.
Yeah, these
releases.
are. Podcast comes out on Tuesday. These come out tomorrow on Wednesday, the 17th. Yeah. Edge of Spider-Verse. The new Spider-Verse story is coming
Nice, yeah.
up soon. I think September or October, I think.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. But they got the Edge of Spider-Verse, which is introducing some older spider people that have come out before and some new ones that are coming in.
I still can't find the first. Is this the second one, right?
Yeah.
I can't find the first one.
Really?
I don't know if it's in the E section or the S section. And I checked both and I don't see it.
Which store did you go to?
I went to Crush.
Oh. I saw it there last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
I gotta go there again.
That's the winning. That's the Castro Valley one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Maybe I'm a
going from
dumbass.
E to S. Sir, are you okay? I don't know.
When I was looking for Judgment Day, I went to A, I went to X, I went to E for Eternals.
all just to find out it was in J.
I even looked in J. I had to ask, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's right here." I was like, "Fuck."
Dewey Decimal or
I really hate when that happens. When you're looking for something, and then you have to go ask for help.
Yeah.
And then you're standing right in front of the shit.
Yeah.
In my defense, though, they only had the variant covers.
Okay.
So like I was expecting to look to see for one thing, and then when they only have the variants, you're just like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah. It's confusing.
Yeah, so number 2 of that's coming out. They got that Fortnite Marvel Zero War, number 3. I don't know anybody that's reading it,
I don't either.
but
Did you say Fortnite?
yeah, it's a Fortnite Marvel crossover. They're doing crossovers with everybody now, so.
Okay.
And I think I read if you buy the first printing of each issue, then they have like codes to use in the game for whatever's in the game. I don't know. I've never played it.
Okay, it's like the Pokemon packs. You get
Yeah.
the little digital codes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy Pokemon cards? Because I do, and I know those facts. I know what's in there.
He's like, oh, it's a white one. I don't know.
The more you keep talking, the more it's like this guy buys Pokemon cards.
He keeps describing it word for word.
No, I don't do it. But anyways, right?
Let's keep going.
We got Iron Cat number 3. Those ones are pretty good. It's Black Cat and Iron Man against one of her old teammates that's come back to kill her. It's pretty
Classic
good.
story.
Yeah. We got Miss Marvel and Moon Knight number 1.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's another one of those team ups. They just came out with Miss Marvel and Wolverine last week.
I got that one. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I haven't touched it yet either. But did you get the new Avengers and Moon Girl
No,
one?
I haven't gotten that one yet.
That was pretty good. What else? We got some Star Wars comics coming out. They got the Mandalorian ones, but it's literally just a retelling of the show.
Yeah.
I bought the first one and I was kind of disappointed.
Damn.
So
For people who don't have Disney Plus and can't watch the show.
yeah, go buy the comic.
Hi, how you doing?
It'll take a little bit. It'll take a lot longer, but
Is it the first season or second season?
that first season.
Oh, damn. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna be
You better
reading for a
catch
while.
Hey, there's a market for that.
Yeah. My brother-in-law was like, "Hey, have you seen anything?" I was like, "Man, you got the Disney Plus." I was like, "I haven't seen a Disney movie." I was like, "The last Spider-Man movie I saw was not Far From Home. No Way Home? No,
yeah.
the one right after Endgame.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Yeah.
That's
Was
when
it?
they went on the field trip, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was it.
They got a story. I don't know this character, but it's called Ultraman: The Mystery of Ultra 7.
Is that that Japanese,
Mhm.
like,
Mm.
kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a number 1. So
Ultraman.
a good starting point.
Dang. It was like Power Rangers era too.
Yeah. It's like
Same kind
giant-
of CGI.
And then they got X-Men Unlimited, X-Men Green number 1.
X-Men Unlimited, X-Men Green #1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a number 1. So those are always kind of good starting points to just kind of hop in.
Don't say.
Right. Come on.
Well, you never know because like they have like the legacy ones where it's like it says issue number 1 when it's really like with the Spider-Man ones, the Amazing Spider-Man, they had number 1 come out in June or May or something, but it was actually like issue number 894. So
Like in the actuality.
yeah, like in the whole
linear nature
timeline of
the
it all, yeah.
comics. Mhm.
So I mean, you can still jump in at number 1. It probably helps a little.
Why do
bit
they
to-
do that?
I'm not sure. You know why?
I'm assuming just to keep the original, like, numbering along with, like, a jumping off point for, like,
It's-
if you are coming
Maybe
in.
they change like writers and stuff
Yeah.
at that point. The new like
It's like a new story arc, so
Yeah.
it's easy for you to jump in, but it's still going to reference, the
past,
past or whatever.
Huh, okay.
yeah, and then that's it. They got some variant covers of some older ones coming out. That's she has got to relax.
Just jumping in at the wrong time with the hype. Like, ooh, I know that one.
She needs to go inside.
Same corner too.
Yeah,
It's like just
exactly.
popping in and out of the same corner.
Like there's a whole pool.
There is a whole pool to be had.
Jesus. Somebody save that kid. He's drowning. All right, but I guess fuck that kid. But yeah, that's what's coming out this week.
Classic.
And I guess we can get started on this She-Hulk episode. So I got a little bit of trivia for you guys. Not much, but there's just some stuff that I found interesting that I didn't know before, which I believe is just trivia. So
I didn't do well in school, so
yeah,
yeah.
Neither did I.
Turns out it's all information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't take in any of it.
No. Nope.
But what did you graduate with though?
2.4, 2.5 with honors.
Yeah,
From
I
high
don't
school.
know how he got honors.
Yeah.
It's still
Like
it's been 10, and I
There's-
came in and looked at them like
he just said he had a 2.4. He
Yeah.
graduated
Yeah.
high school with a 2.4 overall.
with an honors
With
medal.
honors.
And I asked them too at
How?
the table. I was like, Gustavo, like my last name, me too? Are you sure? Like Lomas? And they're like, yeah, it says. And I was like, you guys know how I did this, right? Like, you can see my grades. Are
I
you
was
sure?
convinced that he stole that.
Everybody, like, I came in, showed the whole group, and then like turned my back, and they all had knives at me, like ready to go.
It made no sense.
Because a few of them had like 3.0s all 4 years, like, and none of them got honors
None
or
of
anything.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
he gets it.
Yeah,
I knew I wasn't gonna get it, so it wasn't like a how did he get it and I didn't.
yeah,
I had I graduated. We needed a 2.0 to graduate.
exactly. Yep.
I had a 2.04.
Yeah.
So I scraped by barely.
I would say that's pretty impressive
Yeah.
to be able to get that.
Yeah. We had to have what was it, like 20 hours of volunteer time, I think,
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, community service work. Yeah.
Community service work, 20 hours. I turned mine in literally the last day it was due,
Wow.
and I did no community service. So, actually, no, I did, but I was coaching football that year, and they wouldn't sign my paperwork saying that I was doing it.
That's weird.
Like-
Why?
Why? I was here. We lost every game.
That's probably why. Wait, was this for your school?
No, it
It
was
was like Pop Warner.
yeah, the team that we played on.
Lancers.
Oh, Hayward Lancers.
Lancers. It was a bad season,
Damn.
but fuck it. I graduated, so
Not with honors, but it's fine.
Right. You got to keep throwing
Yeah,
that in
sorry
there.
about that.
That's
I
impressive.
still have the medal.
It's your charm. It's got to be
I don't know
charm.
what it was, man. Like,
The undescribable quality of a star.
it still baffled me to this day.
I don't get it. Okay, so
Actually,
yeah,
real quick,
No,
I actually
what?
lost all my yearbooks and stuff.
really.
Yeah, I gave them to like a family member in a box to hold, and then that trailer basically got like repossessed. So I
Oh,
don't have
shit.
any of that stuff from middle school, high school, nothing.
You and I both, brother.
Yeah, I was just like, it's fine.
Gone with
All
the
I have,
wind.
the only yearbook I have
Just
is
memories, I
Yeah,
guess.
Just, it's,
Yeah.
I got the medal though.
Yeah, the only yearbooks I have are from senior year, and I have one from my 8th grade year before going to high school.
Those are the only important years.
And then, for some reason, in 8th grade, me and all my friends decided to go through my yearbook and write over the people's faces that we didn't like.
You were Mean Girls.
And we said some really fucked up shit about Yeah. We said some really fucked up things about those people. I'll kill myself if that ever comes out. And I'm going to cut that part out. But we said some bad
I was
stuff.
in 8th grade. How did I know these words?
Yeah, I shouldn't have been saying that to people
Damn.
at all.
Got it from Pops.
Probably.
Yeah, hell yeah. Here, just like me and DeMarco, we're trying to like come up with cool shit for everybody in the yearbook.
Yeah.
Being all polite and shit. You're the exact opposite.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So She-Hulk. That was bad.
Talking about the crossing guards and stuff.
Do you remember that crossing guard?
That's,
You said that as a joke.
I went to a completely different school.
You said that as a joke.
that
but
was such a weird.
They're really like they
Oh my
really have
gosh.
something.
our
about
crossing. So there was a crossing guard that was down the street from our house, and this man fucking hated my guts for some reason. I
So,
don't.
From what I remember, from what you explained to mom and dad or something
Yeah.
like that, you were walking to school,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you were walking with our our neighbor Rob
Mm-hmm.
and his cousin Jimmy, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, and then like you were just like walking, and Jimmy said something to the crossing guard,
Mm-hmm.
and you had nothing to do with it. We go to church one Sunday. We're leaving church, like full crowd of people, like all walking to their cars, and this guy turns around and starts like pointing at Steve and like yelling at him,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I don't remember if he's cursing at you or anything, but he's totally upset.
He's
At
pissed.
church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is in the parking lot after church.
Oh, see, after church, he
Yeah.
got all his repentance out.
Exactly.
So now he had to like,
Yeah.
And Lord, I'm about to do it again.
Commit some
Yeah.
more sin.
Lord, I'm about to act up.
I need to start my excuse to be here next week,
Exactly.
right now.
I'm about to act up in this parking lot right now. And he starts pointing at me. He's like screaming at me. And I'm like looking at him like,
Yeah.
I don't even recognize this dude. And then I'm trying to like looking behind me, trying to figure out if he's talking to somebody else. And then finally, like, Dad walks up and he tells Dad, like, I forgot what he told him, but he told him something along the lines of like I was making fun of him and like causing like all this stuff for him. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And he said to Dad that like I was like really like going at him, like berating him as he's helping us cross the street. And Dad was like, are you doing that? Like, no. What are you talking about? And then then that's when he mentions that the two white kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so that was the day that I walked with like Rob and whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He was like, okay. And then he chilled the dude out, but then the dude wouldn't cross me at the crosswalk.
Damn.
I mean, he wanted to cross you.
That's
but-
a civic
Yeah,
duty.
really, in a different way.
Yeah, like this is your only job. You go from this crosswalk to your car every 2 minutes when a kid comes over here. And yeah, he would sit in his car when
See,
I got over
that
there.
comment, you go from your car to the crosswalk
Yeah.
every 2 minutes. Come on, man, you said something. You said something
after
to him.
when he stopped crossing me, then yeah. But I was really like, if I knew I was around people that were worse than me, I was just like chill, like, cause I like our neighbor Rob and his cousin or whoever it was, like they would say some wild shit.
That's ironic, because then DeMarco got his own like pause, Rob,
Yeah,
and I'd say some out of pocket shit too. And Zach,
Zach was
Yeah.
worse.
he was worse.
but yeah, he wouldn't cross me at the street anymore. So I was like, all right, whatever. But like he would like every once in a while he would be out there like he'd help somebody cross to go in the other way, and then I'd be right there waiting at the corner for the light, and then he just like mean mugged the shit out of me. Whatever, fuck you, man.
You know, looking back on like moments like that,
Mhm.
it's crazy,
Yeah,
because those are like adults,
yeah,
and we're kids.
Adults holding grudges.
yeah.
Like-
Were you with?
Not
Speaking of
realizing.
high school shit, were you with us when we got kicked out of that Burger King at Logan?
No, that was the day. Like, you guys all came back
Okay.
and told me. I was like, man, I miss everything.
Yeah,
Like,
I went at it with like the security. Speaking of them being adults and us being kids, we used to always go to this Burger King behind Logan after school. We just you get those. They had that 2 for 2 thing, the 2 cheeseburgers. It was like we'd get some cheeseburgers and then we'd be sitting there like most of the time at the seating outside, but we'd be like just playing cards or whatever. I don't know why we're playing poker at the fucking Burger King, but we're just sitting there.
High school
Yeah.
kids, dude.
Just doing weird ass shit.
Bad.
So weird.
all of them wearing those kid crowns for no reason.
Yeah. So we were playing poker outside, eating cheeseburgers and shit. And then the security, I don't know why Burger King has a security guard.
Doing hood rat
For
stuff with
kids
my
like
friends.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
That's exactly true.
We
And
got some
then-
kids
That's
gambling in the
exactly
back. We think we need a security guard.
So the security guard walks up and he's like, hey, you guys got to leave. I said, what do you mean? So you guys got to go.
Well, you know why he asked you now.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Because he's part of the gaming
Yeah,
commission.
but at the
California.
time,
Fishing game.
You guys got a license plate here back here.
Damn, dude.
but at the time, I'm like, nah, this isn't going down this way. So I'm like, you can't just kick us out for this. So you guys got to go. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I just keep playing. And then like everybody else just kind of goes with what I'm saying, and they're like, no, like we're gonna stay.
The leader.
And then he's like, you guys got to get the hell out of here. And then as soon as he said, get the hell out of here, my mind just was like, nope. And I just like stood up. I got in his face. It's like, I'm not leaving this place.
Isn't it interesting how humans are we're so sensitive to the swear words?
Like, yeah.
And it could just be that, like
And yeah.
like hell.
You know where that came from? Because the guy confronted him at first when he was a kid at the church and hell in church. Like he was like, "That's when trigger."
It all just added up. It added up.
It was bad. And then he did
church. Same different person now. Like, hold on to that for a while.
Damn.
So he ended up kicking us out.
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you throw the cards back in his face?
No, I should have.
Or the
That's-
crowns.
yeah.
The Burger King crowns off. The fucking...
You see, this is my kingdom, damn it. You can't kick me out.
Yes.
But yeah, he kicked us out, told us we couldn't play cards there anymore, and then we just came back the next day.
Of course.
Yeah.
Eyeball shit. At
Yeah.
me.
But then we respected it. So we came back the next day and got cheeseburgers. But we didn't play cards there. Not for a while.
Like a couple weeks.
Until the shift change.
Yeah, we went back to school and played. But I don't know why we were on a poker kick at that point.
Well, I remember playing a game called 13 Dim Lao.
I was just about to ask about
playing
that.
all the well, I didn't play, but I saw people play it, and then I figured out how to play, and I'd play with my cousins, and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we were doing when we would go like drag race and stuff. But we never gambled. Like I'm not a gambler at all. But
It's just for
people,
fun.
Yeah, people got into it. Like people owed other people money and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you guys are gambling hardcore. At school.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You're in 11th grade and you already have $13,000 in debt.
Yes, dude.
oh my! I remember one kid I didn't even know him, and I just saw like he wasn't allowed to play with anybody because the word had spread that like he owed so many people money. I was like, dang man, and it was just me come back to the table like hearing gossip with my 2 slices of pizza, big sandwich. Like I ate so much for lunch, and I was like, I can't imagine giving this money away to somebody just on a game. Like,
No, I had my lunch money, and then I had like a little bag of like change that I just kept in my backpack, and that's what I played with.
Smart.
Yeah.
That
Because
kid
yeah,
that owes.
that lunch money was like,
yeah, that's pivotal, man.
yeah. There was one time because my dad would give me $20 for the week for lunch money, and then he would,
lunch was like what, $2.50 back then.
Right? Oh my gosh, 20.
and then he would give me, and then he would give me money every once in a while for my BART ticket, and then one week I was like, nah. Oh, you know what it was? It was Valentine's Day, and that's when I was dating Fariel. So I was like, well, can't show up to Valentine's Day. This is our first Valentine's Day together. I can't show up to
Aw.
Valentine's Day without
Aw.
without anything. I'm gonna look like an asshole. So I spend like $18
Yeah,
of
big
the 20
money.
that I had.
That was big money back
I got
in
her
high school.
a card
Yeah.
and a
Yep.
balloon, and I gave it to her. It's cool, like it's perfect. But then I only had $2 left for the rest of the week.
I think I remember helping you out that week.
Yeah. So I think I borrowed
That's
a couple
what brothers are
dollars from him.
for.
Yeah.
Luckily, my BART card had enough to get me home until like Thursday. Thursday was the last day that I'd be able to make it home with what I had. And then Friday rolled around. I was like, oh, I should be good. Like, I'll figure it out. And then everybody, like, I don't even think he was at school that day.
No.
Everybody that I asked to borrow like a couple dollars was like, oh, I don't got it. Damn. I don't got it. And we got out early that day.
Mm.
So I had less time to ask for like a couple dollars.
But for some reason, everybody had to stick a gum on him.
Yeah.
Should have traded up to a couple dollars. Traded.
Stick a gum.
Yeah, let's do a YouTube video. Hey guys, welcome back. This week I'm gonna trade a stick of gum to $2.50 to get me home.
Yeah.
Let's see how it turns out.
Hey, legitimately, you should when
End
your
of the
child
video.
gets older.
So
that's
now
a
I'm
good
principal of the
idea.
high school.
Right. Yeah, let's see how far I can take this.
So I couldn't find anybody. And then our cousin Dolores lived down the street. So I called her, but she didn't pick up. So I was like, fuck. And then our great grandma lived across the street from the school. And I was like, I can't go ask her. Like,
That's the one person you should have asked.
She's the one that just passed.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was the one person you should have asked.
Probably. She's the one who would have given me more. Yeah.
Aw.
I asked for $250. She would have gave me like a 20.
She's like, I would have bought the gifts for you if you knew.
Or just drove you home.
Yeah. So I was like, there was people I could have asked really, but I was like, I can't.
The high school
yeah,
pride.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like,
Also known as just stupidity.
Yep.
and so I was like, what do I do? And then I called mom. I was like, hey, you think you can pick me up? She's like, no, I'm still at work for like another 3 hours. It's like, all right. And then, of course, in my dumb ass, the only thing I thought was like, I got to walk.
You walked home?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I walked all the way from Logan to home.
Trying to
The
think of
old
past.
house where
Yeah.
I've been?
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
And I didn't, because what happened was, I never told mom and dad that I got out early that day. So I was like, my whole plan was like, I'm going to go home early, just chill, nobody else to be home. I left school at 12:40 maybe. I didn't get home until maybe like 4:45, 5 o'clock.
Wow.
Dang.
It was the worst fucking day.
Man, if only Pokemon Go existed, you would have got so
Yeah.
many steps. In there.
You would have been the man.
So I'm principal of the high school, and I'm like I own every league in the
look at all these eggs I've hatched from Swag.
Wow, dude.
Came a long way
The
from a
whole
stick
way.
of gum.
Dang.
Wait, which way did you go? Mission
All the
to.
way down Mission.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, yeah.
So what? Alvarado Niles?
Yeah, Alvarado Niles to
To
Mission,
Mission,
and then just literally all the
Mission.
way down until I got to.
B Street?
Dang, yeah, you had a long.
Dang, no money for
Yeah.
water or food
Yeah.
or anything.
Dude.
Well, that's the thing is I had like I think I had like $1.25 or something, but it wasn't enough to get me on BART.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
How much was the bus back then? I remember when the bus used to be like
Used to be
75
dirt
cents.
cheap, bro.
Yeah, like
I
85
think
cents.
at the time it
AC
was like
Transit, yeah.
I think it was like $1, maybe like $1.10 or something like that, 15.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they didn't have any buses that were going to get me close enough to the house. They had the 99.
But it was so slow.
Yeah.
And the bus that would go up B Street to Grove,
Mm,
that was like every hour and a half,
Yeah.
2 hours. Ridiculous.
yeah. But like you remember those little 50 cent Just get in the door like
Oh, man.
You just stand in the freezer, just
Yeah.
throw it
Yeah. Yeah.
young man,
Sweat
you can't have your
pouring down my
backpack on in here.
Hey, backpacks at the door.
Yeah. Yeah, just talk.
Take this
just
shit
threw
out
it.
here.
Take my
Yo.
shirt. Take everything. Just crawl in the freezer and just lay there for a minute.
Yo, man.
And on top of that, there's not many stores that are on Mission.
Yeah.
going
No,
that
there's
way, so-
not. Well, not back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're changing it kind of now, but
So yeah, that was a horrible day.
wow, dude.
Was it worth it for Valentine's Day?
I mean, in
I mean, she's still
hindsight,
here.
right? There you go.
Still
Yeah,
here.
she's still here.
Yeah,
So-
dude. Have you ever told her that story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
some brownie
She's,
points.
No, she still calls me stupid.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, I don't feel like she was impressed.
She for sure told me, "Why didn't you just ask me for money?" And it's like,
I didn't know our love back then.
Right.
Like, I don't even. What do you?
I didn't think it was a cool
You would have
idea.
essentially sold her Valentine's gift.
Yeah.
Here's your card and balloon. Can I borrow
Can I get some
$250?
money back?
Can we just act like I didn't give you the card and you just give me the money for it? It was bad. So back to our episode
Yeah.
that I keep avoiding.
We might be onto something here. It might be a separate pod.
Yeah, we might have to. So She-Hulk, we're talking She-Hulk. The first thing I had was she was actually one of the last characters that Stan Lee helped create.
Ooh, the goat.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
before he
Yeah.
started doing before he actually stopped working on the books themselves. She
Okay.
was like one of the last ones that he helped with,
And it's
Nice.
interesting,
Yeah.
like to be able to.
which is early on. Is that was all the way back in 83,
Okay.
I think 84.
Yeah. So then, like, where he was in his life, how that came about, like, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Just have like She-Hulk in the '80s too,
Yeah.
become like just super strong, independent. Yeah, that's clean.
He seemed like quite the free thinker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know if you guys know how she got her powers, But in the comics, and in the show coming up, she's Bruce's cousin, the Hulk's
Right.
cousin. And the only reason they're close is because in the comics, she used to have an abusive father. And so she used to leave her house or run away from her house and then go spend a lot of time at his house.
Where
Hopefully
he
they-
also had an abusive father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bruce Banner. Oh yeah, because I seen the first Hulk movie.
Yeah.
They did an excellent job of
Like
recapping
how
that.
trippy he was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they kind of just let go of that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then speaking of abusive fathers, the reason she ended up getting her powers was because she ended up getting shot when a crime boss came to kill her father. And then when she ended up in the hospital, she needed a blood transfusion. And then, of course, her favorite cousin comes to save her life. But she doesn't really, after she gets the blood transfusion, she doesn't realize that she actually has powers until the mobsters decide to double back to try to kill her. And then that's when she transforms into the She-Hulk.
Do you think that's what the storyline we're gonna get is?
I wouldn't doubt it if she ends up in the hospital somehow
Yeah.
and then gets that blood
But
transfusion.
it might not be
They,
mobsters
they
anymore.
they released a clip on how it all happens.
Oh, did they?
Oh, really?
I've
What
tried to
was
stay
it?
away from a lot of it.
Would you guys want me to tell you?
Damn. I
Not yet.
do,
You
but
can say it.
So in the clip, her and Bruce are in the car, and then what looks like a Sicarian ship. So in Thor Ragnarok,
Okay.
the ship that the Grandmaster has, one of those just appears out of nowhere and blows them off the road, and they roll down the hill. And I guess when they fall out of the car, Bruce's head is like busted open, and her arm is cut open, and the blood from his cut drips into her
wow,
veins, and that's pretty much where it cuts off.
that's
but,
clever.
Yeah,
Not bad.
I mean, because it doesn't make sense. Like,
to have a mob random. Yeah.
yeah, and then also like how irresponsible is that? Like, you have radioactive like Hulk blood, and you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
let me just put it in this woman and
Yeah.
hope nothing
It'll be
happens.
fine. It'll be fine. It'll be yeah. No,
So it's
that's
pretty much an accident.
Yeah,
and that's simple. I mean, that's pretty good. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
So she's a lawyer, for those of you who didn't know. And she pretty much represents almost everybody that Matt Murdock doesn't represent.
Okay.
Which is, in the comics, it ends up being like a lot of kind of like goofy characters, like one-off
Like Star
characters.
Fox.
Yeah. Howard the Duck.
'cause she's more like corporate lawyer.
hmm
Okay.
Matt Murdock is more like
The superhero law division, right?
Yeah,
SLD.
yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, in the comics, her receptionist is Awesome Andy. he's just a faceless android who can he shapeshifts.
Huh.
I don't
It,
know.
it seems
Yeah.
like
She-Hulk is like one characters that I really know nothing about. Besides, I know she breaks the fourth wall, and
and I think
Okay.
she's gonna
That's
do
it.
that in the show too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it in the trailer.
It sounded like
I
that
love that.
number
That's so
because there's like a number 800 number they
Yeah.
posted on the webheads
Yeah.
story, right? It was your
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
You could call, and it was so cool. It's like an automated
Nice.
response from
Yeah.
like She-Hulk and her law office. It sounded like maybe Awesome Andy.
hmm
Seems like there was a character in the background kind of telling her what to do.
Yeah, in the comics, he doesn't talk.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Like he just can transform into anything, and he uses the matter around him to either grow or like shrink himself. He was also in Ultimate Spider-Man, which I'm watching right now.
oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, on my quest to watch every Marvel animated show. It's
It's hard.
shouldn't have done this.
My little brothers just started watching the X-Men cartoon from back in the day.
Sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still number one on my list.
Yeah, it's up.
It
there.
goes back
Nostalgia.
and forth.
Yeah, I was like, oh
I have
dang,
to finish
guys,
it.
Mhm. It goes between that and Spider-Man the animated series for number one, but I haven't seen one better than either one of those two yet.
You know. Just talking to
Yeah.
talking to the cleaner.
Yeah, on cue. On cue.
Only for
So
Steve. though.
She-Hulk
For
has been
whatever
a member.
reason. Interesting.
She-Hulk has been a member of the Fantastic Four. Sorry, I saw it coming up again. I thought I was going to do it. She's been a member of the Fantastic Four. She joined after Secret Wars when the Thing decided to stay on Battle Worlds. For whatever reason he stayed. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, neither do I. I think he was just like, he wanted some peace and quiet or something like that.
Yeah. Well, so it was nobody treated him differently when he was on Battle World like they do on Earth. So he decided to stay, and then he suggested that She-Hulk take his place because it's somebody just as powerful, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, she's been a member of the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. She's been a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Heroes for Hire, which is Luke Cage and Iron Fist. And do they ever have anybody else, or is it usually just the two of them?
Usually just the two of them.
Yeah. So they added a third at one point and had her. And it's a long list. It's like 10 other teams that she's been on.
A-Force is
A-Force.
Dang. It'd be interesting to see her and Jessica Jones interact too.
Yeah.
I think they are friends in the comics,
Yeah?
I think.
Okay.
Because
That's pretty cool.
there's rumors or something that Jessica Jones might show up in the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But who
Well, we
knows?
saw like the potential cameo from Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Somebody told me they thought he might be like the Demolition Man.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard that one too. That might be like a
Disagrees,
good
disagrees.
like bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of everyone thinks
Mhm.
Daredevil, but then it's really,
something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the comic books, She-Hulk went to UCLA. I just thought
Hell
that was a
yeah.
Akla.
fun fact. And she has, like you said, she has the ability to break the fourth wall, which
I love that.
so far we've only
that.
seen Daredevil or Deadpool do.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's yeah, that's awesome. It's my favorite thing in writing. Just a little bit.
and also in the comic books, with Deadpool being able to break the fourth wall, that gives him kind of an immunity to psychic attacks, which I don't know if you knew that or not.
Nice.
But
That's sick.
yeah, it's just that like extra level of awareness, basically.
Right.
Like consciousness. Yeah.
so and in the comics, that's the same for She-Hulk as well because she can break the fourth. They say that that's the reason that they can avoid those telepathy attacks because they can break the fourth wall. So we'll see if that's a thing in the MCU.
They said I read an article. Oh, I skimmed an article. That's like there's more purpose to her breaking the fourth wall than just the
Yeah.
comedic relief. Or
Yeah.
It like so you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in the production of Deadpool 3, or they're
Yeah.
getting ready to
Mhm.
start making that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm assuming it's gonna tie in.
Yeah, I'm interested with the fourth wall break because, like, yeah, we saw it in Deadpool, but that was kind of always like a separate thing before now.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in it now because of what they did with WandaVision and how that was. They're switching the decades every episode,
Mm.
and then you find out that, like, none of it was real in the 1st place. So with her breaking the fourth wall in the MCU, like, yeah, does that mean that she
She did it in Doctor Strange too.
she stared right at the camera.
Hmm.
So it's
So, yep.
like what is it? And I don't know if they just
Position the
position
camera.
the camera right in front of her eyes right there, or if she did she actually?
There's a purpose behind it.
yeah.
I think everything they do at this point is purposeful, not just like
Yeah.
happy
I
accidents.
feel like there's something behind everything now.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like
Nope. Sorry. That was my
Another
It's all
fun
good.
fact I kind of saw yesterday. So the actress playing She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, she is from Canada.
Mhm.
I forgot the exact name of the town, but the town that she's from is the same town that Deadpool's from in the comic books.
Oh.
And
Dang.
Ryan Reynolds is also Canadian as well too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now that Disney owns the
Deadpool.
movie rights for
Yeah.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
they should do. She was like throwing out like a suggestion, like they should do like, I don't know if she suggested a cameo or just do like some sort of like advertisement or something
Yeah.
for either the show or Like what they did for what was that Ryan Reynolds movie that came out where he was like in the video game?
Free Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did like like an ad for that where they had Deadpool and Korg
Yeah.
like together. So that'd be cool if they did like Deadpool and She-Hulk,
Yeah.
and like they were joking
That'd be
about like
interesting.
Canada or something like that.
Their province. or-
Yeah.
Right.
And like she was like, oh, it should be She-Hulk, and then it should be her playing herself,
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds playing himself, and then Deadpool, and like just have like a meta sort of like
That'd be
commercial like that. So that'd be kind of cool, yeah, if they
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. That was all the trivia I had for it. Because there's not. It's weird for her being around as long as she has. There's not really much to say, which sounds kind of messed up.
She's definitely been like more like a C-list character
Yeah.
over like the years.
Mm.
Yeah, I've just been kind of like doing like some reading here and there on her, and I don't know if it was the original run or if like it got canceled and then they came out again, but I think it was like the second run. Like the first issue, it was like she was breaking the fourth wall on the cover, and she's like, "You guys better read this comic book and like keep it going, or else I'm gonna come and like rip up all your X-Men comics." But then that run like got canceled, and then that issue, it was like, "All right, give me the X-Men comics," and it's like. She'll get like a good like run of books, but
Yeah.
then it'll get canceled at some point, and then she'll come out with like something else a few years later or something.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've just never really looked up much about her.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wonder if
has-
it's because of the times.
Yeah.
like-
True.
Like we were just saying, like with Stan Lee coming up with it back when
Yeah.
he came.
In the 80s.
That's
yeah.
him, but that doesn't mean everyone around him
True.
was ready for that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were because. So the whole reason she was even created in the first place was because they had a live action. I think it was a live action Hulk show.
Yeah, with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, and then they had the $6 Million Man show,
Mm.
and they ran like one after the other.
Yeah.
And then Stan Lee got word that Universal, which owned $6 Million Man and was running the Hulk show, Stan Lee found out that Universal was thinking about doing a female version of the $6 Million Man. I forgot they had a name for it, but I forgot what it was.
$6 million woman.
Probably. It might have been it. But he got word that they were getting ready to do that, but because they had like a first dibs on Hulk, they also had the ability to possibly create their own spin-off for the Hulk.
Okay.
So they thought that because Hulk was running before $6 Million Man, and they were coming out with the female version of that show, that they might try to do like a female version of the Hulk. So
He
Stan
got to
Lee
it first.
was just like, now we got to put something out first, so we can have we can have the She-Hulk, and then we have the copyright and all that stuff. So
It seems to be Marvel's plan for a lot of like we got to do it first so that
Yeah.
we before the other companies and
Yeah.
everything.
Like super random, but what if for the $6 Million Man, what if their show the woman wasn't $6 million? Because Stan Lee's She-Hulk, she's a lawyer, she's like got all this prowess. So what if they like were gonna short the $6 million woman? You know, like because if his mindset for the She-Hulk was that she was kind of already her own powerful person, and she just got like that extra boost, like and everybody else wasn't on that same wavelength. So his probably would have like said a lot more for so many people.
She would have been 3/4 of what men get
Right?
paid.
Yeah, that's just like dang, man. Like
That's a good point.
just like what would it have said if it had gone through that way?
4.5 million.
Yeah, like,
Or $6,000 woman.
yeah, like we figured out how to cut less costs and make the same. And it's just like, hold on,
She's still nagging.
right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You guys could cut this, but this is kind of random, right? Like, you guys are talking about, getting the rights first, or getting to the punch, metaphorically speaking, first, right?
Mhm.
I was wondering, because I just watched the first short of I Am Groot.
mhm.
Did Vin Diesel just buy the rights of Groot, the character, and like that's how he's involved in the production? Because like literally all he says is "I am Groot," but he's credited as like obviously the star, but also like a producer as well.
I think that's just more negotiation.
Yeah.
Probably just
Because
like,
I think,
Well, because I asked that because I've heard like rumors that Vin Diesel's like a scumbag,
Yeah.
like business wise.
yeah,
Mm.
that would make sense.
Like Dwayne
He looks like
Dwayne
it.
Johnson talks
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it, you know,
like
with
all
the
that
Fast
stuff.
and the Furious
Yeah.
stuff. So I just like wonder, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he owns any of it, but I think it's probably one of those things where you just get enough skin in the game, and then once
Yeah.
you have to renegotiate, then like,
I just I figure it's like that, and then it's like, hey, we want you to do these shorts outside of like the movie you're supposed to do, and then we'll give you an executive producer credit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
And-
Diddy, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah.
No
okay.
yeah, because a
disrespect.
lot of the actors don't do like the smaller projects.
Yeah.
Like in What If, like Tom Holland didn't do Spider-Man.
Mhm.
I don't think Scarlett Johansson did
No.
Black Widow.
Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Holland,
Downey.
Robert Downey Jr. But Iron Man, oh yeah, he made like
Yeah.
a small appearance.
He kept dying.
Yeah, I think they were like the big ones who didn't show up. Chris Hemsworth showed up.
Yeah,
Josh Brolin.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
that was the last thing he did.
Yeah.
Rip, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
I did think it was funny though in What If they kept killing Iron Man. And
Yeah.
they're like, just so you guys know, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what universe it is, he's not
Yeah.
coming back.
He's one of those nexus points that
Yeah.
just has to happen.
He has to.
Um,
Secret Wars, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, that was one thing I was gonna say about Vin Diesel. I know he's lying when he says he keeps telling everybody that he doesn't. They don't alter his voice at all when he does Groot. Like no matter like whether it's baby Groot, it's the old Groot, whatever. He says they don't alter his voice at all. He says that's all him. I know that motherfucker's lying. I know he's lying.
That's what I'm saying, man. See? Yeah, but you could cut that. I
Why
just
do
had
you
a
do it?
question about
No,
it.
it's good.
Like, wonder what you guys thought about that.
There's not even a reason to lie about that. Like, you think I'm gonna think less of you already? Like less than I already do, because they're altering your voice.
I would have just assumed like that's not something that anybody like has to lie about. Like if you're just an actor and you do like voice work, okay, like I just assume they're gonna alter your voice at some
Right.
point. you
What
know?
if technically they didn't alter his voice, but he did by like doing whippets or something, and then he's like got the baby Groot voice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
technically they didn't. I did.
I did.
Right?
Yeah, or he's just like, he's like, no, they didn't alter my voice.
with him though.
He's like, no, they didn't alter
Why-
my
why
voice
you
at all.
gotta-
And he's like they keep asking about like a certain like department or something, or like a certain company. Like, no, they didn't alter it. And he just has like his own company that alters his voice for him. Vin Diesel, the scumbag.
Damn. He's gonna find me, dude.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Another plane.
Cut that out, please. For my anonymity and safety.
All right, well, while this plane's going by, we're gonna.
You can only judge me if you're the judge. Specifically, Judy. You gotta be Judy. You can take me in and put me in cuffs. If your name's Judy, gotta be Judge Judy. It's the judge. It's the judge.
He hit that note, man.
So he's saying Judge Judy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Good stuff.
So I think we talked about this on the Comic-Con episode,
Mm-hmm.
but I need everybody to
Give you 250.
yeah, that,
Call back.
and I guess shut the fuck up. Like, how is everybody complaining about She-Hulk already? When nothing's come out. All we've gotten is trailers.
Are people actually complaining about the show?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
complaining.
I've only seen
tons
people
about
complain
the
about
show.
the CGI.
CGI. They fixed it.
They-
Which is
yeah.
why I think they went from one day to the next. Like they delayed it a little bit
little
because they
extra time.
probably had to make up for that.
Probably.
Yeah.
But they've been complaining nonstop.
It's just the culture, man. Like
I saw one guy said, "Oh, Phase 4 is already bad. How worse could it be?" And then he just plays a clip of She-Hulk.
people
from
are
the
just
trailer.
people are complaining just for
Yeah.
complaining
It just-
sake.
I'm telling you, it's these.
Like I said, I think it's really a lack of awareness in just so many people, and that's why, going back to when She-Hulk was made in 83, 82, like, it hasn't changed, and that's pivotal to be able to see that and then be able to, take the show in and then, like, just let it happen to you, like, just experience the thing and know that she's basically a person. Like, when it comes down to it, all these heroes and everything, they're basically people with just their own issues and how they deal with them and like all the trials and tribulations and everything. But people want to complain because they don't know how to deal with that on their own.
I've already seen
Fact.
Yeah.
the complaints. All we have is women in the MCU.
But before, all we had was men.
Yeah.
Like
And not even ethnic men.
exactly,
Like-
it was a bunch of non-POCs,
Yeah.
people of color.
Yeah.
It's
like,
so it's
We got to get something for everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, what are you you're complaining because there's too many women?
Yeah.
Why?
A little sus.
Why?
that's definitely.
Oh, you're just gonna invite me over and give me a free bowl of M&Ms? I don't like it.
All right, what are you
Exactly.
missing? The men with no shirts?
Yeah,
Is that what this is? It's okay.
Like,
Just say it. Though.
I mean, I already predict the show's gonna come out. Rotten Tomatoes is gonna have the lowest Rotten Tomato score
Yeah.
of all the MCU. What they're doing
this
anymore?
is the end.
Blah blah blah.
Like, you got,
And then
it's been 3 episodes. Like, what do you mean?
hmm
They say that after the first episode.
everybody's gonna be like, "This is the worst."
You say that during the
Blah.
trailer.
Yeah.
Like not even an episode.
They said that what you call it?
What, Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel. They've 2 days into Thor being out, they said this is the worst Thor movie that's ever been out.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That one was a bit surprising.
That's why I just think like this fandom is just kind of like toxic now.
It's gotten
But-
to Star Wars
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Anything can be that way where, somebody, like a show, anything can be really, really good. And then you just get people who want to nitpick it.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not good. It's not enough for them to just be like, okay, I actually enjoy this thing. Like, again, societal wise, like, what does that say about people where there's something good and then they immediately like,
You got to
Yeah.
find
I
the
don't like
worst
Like,
in it.
What is it about?
This isn't to
And
my standard.
Yeah.
And now people are only just watching it to find the shit that they don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you're not watching it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You just want to figure out what you can shit talk and
Yeah.
then go on Twitter and talk about it or TikTok.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, not to get too far away from TV or film, but for like hip hop fans, like Kendrick Lamar's recent
Dude.
album,
I was just
people hated it at first,
Like,
and
have you seen
I
that,
can't believe it. I just
Nah.
can't believe it. It's an unskippable
well, like
album.
I've never been like a huge Kendrick fan. My little brother is. He loves him. And I first heard the song pop up on my Pandora, and I was like, "What is this?
Yeah.
What am I listening to?"
Different.
And like every other song that came up for his new album, I was like,
Different.
"Damn, Kendrick, okay."
Yep.
you don't
Like,
have
let
Spotify,
me
right?
see.
I do Tidal. I do
Okay.
Tidal because they give a little bit more to the artist
Yeah.
and the producer.
Well, on Spotify they have that Rap Caviar playlist.
Yeah,
Actually, you know what? Let me pause right here real quick. Yeah.
like sleepwalking.
All right, now we're back on. So what I was saying was on Spotify, of course, not talking Marvel, but on Spotify they have that Rap Caviar playlist,
Mm-hmm.
and now they have a podcast for the Rap Caviar. And this week they were talking about they were ranking Kendrick's albums, and those 3 other people on there besides the host, and of those 3 people, they had Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as 5th out of 5. They said it was horrible.
Yeah, see, but like like Gustavo was saying, it's just
Yeah.
anything in this
Yeah.
in this culture we live in
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
Like people are just looking for it, looking
then-
for this.
Yeah, it wasn't even the album. Like, my little brother showed me like one of the videos of how he like does the face changing.
Yeah,
and I
the-
was
the
like,
Heartbeat
dude, this
Part
man is
5.
a legitimate artist. Like, he's putting so much into it, and it's so different. And people can't handle different. That's why you get Miss Marvel, you get like female leads coming in really hard even like a young Muslim. Like again, like
It's a big deal.
and people don't know what to do because it's so different, and they don't know different because usually they don't know themselves. And if you don't know yourself, you can't handle anything different because on the inside you're just swirling, trying to grab at anything. And if you can grab onto something that, especially if it's hate or anger or whatever, and it makes you feel like a group, then you feel like good.
Yeah.
Then you're like cool.
Because it's we've said it before, but it's like if you hate the fact that you say you hate Miss Marvel because she's a stupid character. If you really believe that, by all means believe it. But when you just say that you just don't like the character because she doesn't make sense, or like why do we have all these women here?
You mean in the world, like
Yeah,
like,
right.
Well, that, and it's like
Problematic.
Sorry. It's one, it's problematic, and two, it's like why do you hate that other people have representation here? Like, why do you dislike this so much?
yeah.
And the only reason that you go on the internet to say that
Anonymously.
Yeah.
That's the worst
anonymously, or you go on TikTok and make a video about it. The only reason you do that is so you can either find other people that agree with you, so you can feel that group and feel okay again,
Yeah.
or to just be a troll and start a conversation.
It's really just people looking for a voice and for others like them, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, because at the
like,
end of the day, everybody wants to be a part of something.
and I feel like we, as a society, and especially through like social media and the media in general, it's like we give so much more voice to the hate and like the anger versus the praise and everything like that. You'll definitely see more headlines saying, "Oh, She-Hulk has the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes score," or "People don't like She-Hulk or Miss Marvel or anything." But you're rarely going to see headlines saying Miss Marvel's doing great, or like so much representation for these people.
Or I didn't know this about Muslim culture, and now look at what I know. Like
but you're not going to see that, even though there's tons of people out there who are like, oh, like
advocates basically.
And like, oh, like you said, I didn't know this, or this makes me more interested in this. But you're going to see more people talk about, oh, look at all these tweets about how much I hate the show and this and that, and it's like, that's not fun.
Yeah,
like,
with Miss Marvel, I was talking to Gabe a few weeks ago, and he was telling me like him and Rosalind watched it, and she went out and bought like Miss Marvel comics.
Nice.
And she's not she's watched the movies, the MCU stuff, and all that, but I don't think she's not like this big huge comic book fan.
Yeah.
But she went out and bought the comics after that.
It spoke to her. I think, and what it really is like it's that quick fix. Everybody wants that quick fix, and anger, hatred, all that stuff. That's really quick. It's easy to grab, and that's what people want. They want that ease, and that's why before episode 1, they're already starting to hate because they can't take the time. And really, that's all it is, especially as we talk about all the time, me and Steve, growing up, like how we used to want everything, think everything was one way, black and white, fixed, like no matter what. But as you get older, as you mature, actually, not even just as you get older, but just as you become more aware, you realize that slow process of things is so much more worth it. Like, with you and your jobs, like you were at this place before and now you're here, but all the time you were there at the other place and like doing it makes you more appreciative. And that's the point, is to be able to say like, okay, long term, all these people have been here all this time and they've needed this representation. And that's the whole point of Marvel, superheroes, anything, is you get to see all these different people again. They're so diverse mainly because of their powers, but at the same time they're also human beings. And they go through all these hardships, and they help us really, like, step outside of ourselves in a good way. Because you're like, oh, man, okay, I can see that. I remember that. Like, that makes sense to me because of something I experienced. And, like, now I'm seeing it play out. And you do get emotional. Like, man, I cried so hard when Spider-Man started dying. And, like, I was just like, ooh, okay. Like, you really had to drag this out for us. All right. Okay, like, I'm feeling it,
And, like, growing up, like, who did we have for representation? We had Keenan and Kel. And what, Cousin Skeeter?
Yeah, Cousin Skeeter.
Yep.
I think that was...
We had one Power Ranger.
Yeah.
For only a little bit. He wasn't even in the movie.
No.
That's the Red Ranger that gets probably the least respect.
Yeah.
Which one?
From Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we
I was
had
talking
Black
about
Ranger,
the
Zach.
the Black Ranger.
Oh
with his,
yeah,
with his
wow.
power axe and then the dancing. Like, I don't.
he
Yeah,
was a break
damn.
dancer.
I
Right.
don't think he was a martial artist
Right.
before. But I think like the dancing he really took, and then they helped him with it.
Yeah.
I think because I know Billy, he wasn't a martial artist either, and he was more of a gymnast. So all the flipping and stuff he's actually doing and stuff. But like the martial arts, that was all new to him too. So, yeah.
So like we had maybe a handful of characters that we saw on TV.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now, and I'm not saying that everybody's gonna grow up and say, "Oh no, like I had representation. I had superheroes all over my TV." Like,
Yeah. No.
I mean, I doubt there's gonna be tons of girls that are doing that.
Yeah.
But now, when my daughter grows up, or like even in a couple of
Anybody.
years,
Yeah.
she has another Muslim character on TV that Fariel didn't have when she was growing up.
I was gonna say your wife
Yeah,
Yeah.
gravitated towards it
yeah,
because
She's
of
Jasmine.
her
I remember
representation.
her liking Jasmine, and that was it.
yeah. That was it. And
Wow.
it's not
Yeah.
even clear
Yeah.
if she's Muslim in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
No.
just another brown girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With her and Aladdin, like,
Yeah.
it's just pretty much cut and paste. Kind
So
of.
now my daughter has a Muslim superhero who's also a female or a woman, however you prefer to say it.
Captain Marvel.
Captain
Yeah.
Marvel, She-Hulk,
The new Thor movie.
Wanda,
Right.
All of it.
Thor.
Yeah.
It's important.
like
Spider-Verse too. Like my
Mhm.
niece, she's gonna be 3, but that girl loves Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Like she has Spider-Man PG or undies and stuff like, and they're for boys. But
Mm.
I'm like, who cares, man? That's what you want. Cool. She has a Spider-Gwen costume she gets to
Yeah.
wear whenever. Like, doesn't even matter.
and then we have
Doesn't matter.
the Madam Web movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be full. No, I don't know.
I see
It might not
DeMarco's
be-
face. I feel the same way.
After Morbius, I can see why
I
people
feel the
might
same
not be
way.
happy about it. But from what
but
I've
it's still cool.
it is cool, and from what I've
But-
heard about what people originally thought it was gonna be a certain,
Young Ben
Yeah.
Parker.
yeah,
Blade 2 though.
but
We also
then
had Blade growing up.
yeah, Blade.
Yeah.
But even then, that was
Yeah.
rated R. Like,
Yeah. Like.
if-
Yeah, we couldn't just go see
Yeah.
it.
No.
You
Like-
know.
yeah, my
unless-
dad played it
For
but,
sure.
It's like
Right.
like he's turning to me like, hey, you can't say any of this.
Yeah.
Like, don't
OG,
repeat any of
what's
this.
up?
Like,
Yeah.
Shout out.
No, that's cool. Can I get the shades though? Like.
Hell yeah.
Can I get that haircut? You know damn well your hair's not gonna cut like that.
Now with that
Hell
attitude.
nah. Classic, dude.
But from what I've heard, the story seems like it's interesting.
I have read some of the plot and or not the plot, but just like the characters and everything.
I wrote it, so.
So I was just kind of like, okay, that's interesting that they're going with, you know, all these characters and the, I guess like the place of time that it takes is interesting. So, you know, as long as we don't get no Aunt May like doing secret agent shit like they were planning a few years ago, I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
and
We'll see.
I mean, especially now with like whatchamacallit, with MCU being like multiverse and everything, like
Yeah.
it's kind of okay to have these other like weird stories going on where they're not solely MCU, but it's MCU adjacent.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
I
I'm
think-
not happy with the Craven movie, but that's a whole nother episode that we'll talk about.
Yeah, it's Sony's weird with their shit.
Yeah.
Spite.
Yeah,
Gotta be spite.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like either one of the Venom movies.
Okay. Okay.
I
I thought the first one was cool. I didn't even watch the second one.
oh no
but I
okay
thought
so the first one was okay.
Yeah.
The first one was okay. The second one was bad.
Like,
The second one.
what
was
about it? The story?
Bad. I didn't like the story at all.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
like Woody Harrelson was a good Carnage.
Oddly
Uh,
enough, yeah. Like just he really committed to it, and it was
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, man, good.
Woody Harrelson's a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He slept on.
but
Yeah.
I don't like. I just didn't like the way they wrote Venom in the
Okay.
story overall.
Mm-mm.
It just
Not
wasn't-
my Eddie Brock. I'm gonna have a T-shirt that says "Not my Eddie Brock."
I respect that.
Dang.
The actor or just
Just
The
his
story.
portrayal of
His portrayal.
Eddie
like,
Brock is just
yeah, it's
like
kind of weird, huh?
because I grew up with the
The bully.
The
Eddie
bully.
Brock.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the animated
Such a
series. So like
douchebag.
Yeah.
when I saw this guy, I was like,
Soft.
who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he
Tom
sobbed.
Hardy does. I'll give him credit. He does look like he can beat my ass.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
he probably
he
could
probably
beat
could.
all four of us. Yeah, well, maybe not all four of us, right?
Yeah.
Like Gustavo's
Yeah,
got
he-
some
yeah.
shit in the tuck, but you know,
But
like
me for sure.
you know, but he could have been a bully though.
Yeah.
They could have
Yeah.
made him a
They-
little bit harder.
Yeah.
Because even I was telling you, I was reading Venom's first solo run, Lethal Protector in '93, and yeah, he just goes from straight being that bully Eddie Brock
Mm.
to being Venom, and then losing all of he loses his job, his wife.
The
stuff.
insecurities
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
coming to, because that's important. With
And then,
Eddie
yeah,
Brock.
that's what the symbiote feeds off
He's
of.
super
yeah.
insecure.
Yeah.
But in the movie, it's like it's just this old,
It's just this
he's
guy.
just beaten up, like down on his luck person, which the symbiote does feed off of.
Yeah.
But
It's not enough.
no,
Yeah. It's
all you
just
did
not
was tell me
enough.
that he lost, like him and his girlfriend broke up.
Yep.
And then
He's like
Now
hanging
he's
by a
just-
thread.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
still
Yep.
successful. He's like
Yeah.
a great reporter.
Got a nice-
he has his own TV
and
show and shit.
Got an apartment in the city. Damn, it's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
that's just not cheap.
Right.
Anybody that's from here knows, like, dude, can't be doing that bad. Like,
Like, and even in like the comic books now, like the only time I've seen him be like small and like weak in the books is just when he had cancer.
Yeah.
Mm.
And now like he's still like a big like hulking like
Yeah.
I just
has
bought
a beard and
he's a
everything.
man.
The
He's a
limited
man.
run.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah, I'm reading
Eddie.
the new limited run of Lethal Protector right now, and yeah, he's fucking buff as hell.
Yeah.
He's running through whatever he wants to run through. Like nothing's
Yeah.
stopping him.
Yeah, Sony, man. I don't know. They just.
Yeah. So we'll see what
It's
that
gotta
Madam
be
Web movie.
it's gotta be intentional, man. It's
Yeah.
gotta be spite.
But
There's no way.
The good thing about the
There's just
Madam
no
Web
way.
movie is that Kevin Feige's producing it.
Is he?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
That's sweet. That's
gotta look that
important.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because if he's producing it, right? Like
Yeah,
I
He
look
has
at
some sort of like creative control.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That dude is diverse.
That fool's awesome.
Yeah.
They need to get what's her name, Amon Vellani in there too,
Yeah.
because she knows her shit. She's like the only MCU character. She's the one who played Miss Marvel.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's like the only person who's in the MCU who actually knows her comics, like outside of.
I won't be surprised if
No
she
problem.
doesn't become some sort of producer or anything
Well, what
at some
about
point.
the young lady who played America in Marvel in the last
Doctor Strange?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she says she's trolling people like anonymously.
yeah,
arguing
yeah.
about
I wouldn't
Marvel.
doubt it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like,
she's hella funny,
yeah,
but I think she's gonna be around in the MCU for a really
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time. But I wouldn't mind if any of them really,
like
or
Steven-
one of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
They'd be smart to take the direction of like a show like The Office,
yeah,
where you have writers and actors
yeah,
like kind
collaborating.
yeah,
of same hat.
Yeah, exactly.
They should do that.
yeah,
especially with the Amon Vellani.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I mean, obviously the Marvels is already like shooting. I think it might already be done shooting
yeah. I forgot about that.
or close to it.
Something like that.
So like, you can't get her in there unless she was already.
She
doing
might
that.
already be doing it,
Yeah.
dude.
But
You know, just off the books, kind of.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be surprised if she got some kind of producer position in the MCU with all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
that'd be clean.
Anything.
Yeah,
Just get her in there.
Yeah.
She knows her shit.
yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk's gonna be fun. It's supposed to be a comedy series. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So,
that's just.
want to take the mic.
yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody who listens, like, I hope everyone who listens is not like one of those like haters online, but like,
No.
just know this isn't going to be endgame level like seriousness
Yeah.
or like even
We're
on
not
scale.
there yet. We still have
Yeah.
There's a lot of build-up to be
we still have
had.
3 years until
Yeah,
we get
and
to
I mean,
it.
and the character's just not that type of character. You
No.
guys have to know the type of character. Not everything's going to be full on serious like story.
Yeah.
Like, she's
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it
Because
shouldn't
life
be.
imitates art anyway, and not all life, again, is black and white. There's so much gray, there's so much in between, and we're like, you might see a character or hero you really enjoy, like with Civil War, you got to see so much like just hostility and tension where you could feel it throughout the whole movie. And you're just like, oh, I'm a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I need to see this play out.
Yeah.
But and that also wasn't until what, phase 2 or 3?
Yeah.
When we saw that.
But I mean, just like
True.
they're adapting a comic book, and when they adapt a comic book, they're going to take what makes the comic book special, and then put it on screen. So if it's a little bit more funny than, you know, the past stuff we gotten,
Yeah.
then that's what it's going to be, because that's what they have to do to make the character more believable.
That and like, your life isn't serious 24/7.
No.
Yeah.
And if
Never.
it is,
If it is,
welcome
you
to the podcast.
like you have other problems if that's the case.
Yeah, who says that a character can't start funny
Yeah.
and go through the trials and tribulations
Yeah.
to become dramatic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just because all this shitty stuff is happening around the world doesn't mean that she can't have. Okay, I get it. Doesn't mean that she can't have like a normal life.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, she's a She-Hulk, but the only criticism that I maybe agree with a little bit on any MCU stuff is that maybe we should have acknowledged that big celestial that's in the ocean at one point.
Well, it still can be acknowledged,
I mean,
right?
it's gonna be acknowledged.
I'm
at one
sure.
point, I'm
I
sure.
think that Wakanda Forever, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe not exactly, but since Namor is a mariner, right?
Mhm.
If there was any time for there to be like, what the hell is this big old statue or a rock in the ocean? Like,
I mean, it's not affecting anybody that we
No.
know of.
Yeah.
So
No, none of the stories since then would it have made sense for them to even acknowledge the fact that it's there. Which, so I don't give those criticisms full validity because it doesn't make like. Why would Miss Marvel even talk about that? She's a 16-year-old kid in high school. Like, yeah, she knows it happened, but she's in Jersey. She doesn't give a shit about that.
And that's kind of like, I don't know if it was you or if it was someone else I was talking to about it, but like, it's sort of like in the real world, like something big happens, we talk about it for like a week or two,
Yeah.
and then we just move on.
Yeah.
And maybe they talk about it for like a week or two, and then
Yeah,
they're just like,
and
all right,
imagine
well,
that happening.
okay.
Maybe say this isn't Miss Marvel, right? Imagine that happens last week for you.
Yeah.
You guys are still kind of talking about it, but then you get superpowers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you give a? You're not thinking about.
I
what
forgot
happened
about
last
that
week.
already.
Yeah.
I have to figure out what the fuck this is.
There's
that's
too
coming
much
out of my hands.
happening.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, and it's on the other side of the world too, so it's
And
like, I'm not
especially
thinking
for all
about
these
that.
people, because more than half these people know they could not be here tomorrow. Some of their family members
Right.
were gone for
They got
5 years.
snapped.
there's
Yeah.
everything happening, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like I could be gone.
I don't give a shit about that celestial. It hasn't moved for
Yeah.
3 weeks.
There's
And they don't even know-
aliens
They don't
and
even know what
stuff
it
we
is
gotta worry
anyways.
about.
It's
Yeah.
like, for them, it's just a head and a hand that popped out.
You think that's
It's
the
a
weirdest
rock.
thing that I've seen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
a
there's a
rock.
guy flying around shooting webs out of his arms.
Right?
Like,
I left for what felt like a snap for me. When I opened my eyes, it's 5 years have been gone.
yeah, that's a good point that you
Yeah.
guys raised with that. That's very true. And that's something that could be considered with, like, people's quick memories or whatever
Yeah.
with this. I was going to say, too, like, with, like, people saying that this shit is, like, the MCU, the Phase 3 or Phase 4 is, like, nothing like Phase 1. I saw a comment that said, like, of course, like, everybody feels like Captain America and Iron Man were the most popular comics when Iron Man 1 came out, right? Which is, it's not true. Most people loved Spider-Man. Most
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
loved the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
A lot of people love X-Men. Like, those are popular characters.
Yeah, Marvel
and
considered Iron Man like a B character.
and
for
they
a
made
long
it into
time.
an A.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
just chill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, you're going to get some really cool characters and stories,
Yeah.
but you got to be patient.
And then I feel like that's all the people who are complaining about, or who are taking such possession over everything, and like, oh, this isn't the same, or like, yeah, you grew up with the MCU, but like,
Yeah.
you didn't know any of these characters prior.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to, go and read some about some of these newer
Yeah.
characters and see like, oh, damn, like they are pretty dope.
Yeah.
But no, you want to just watch the movies and complain that
Right.
these characters aren't as good. It's like, it all started at one point, and it wasn't that, like, it was new and amazing,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get that feeling again.
No. Or you can. You just have to know that Phase 1 and Phase 4 are different by definition because one is always different from four.
Exactly.
It's like exactly what me and him were talking about before we started recording.
Yeah.
When I was telling him about therapy, like therapy doesn't work unless you're open to changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you continue to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Like-
just get better off one session.
Yeah, you can't. Like, of course, She-Hulk's not going to be as good as Iron Man 2 or Civil War or whatever the case is. Unless, like, you're open to that being, like,
Good.
It's
like how do you go into something
Yeah.
saying, oh, this is going to be shit? Then why watch it?
Yeah.
Why'd you even come to the movie theater?
Like, I'm
if
only
you knew, give me back the candy.
Exactly.
I'm only watching stuff. I only start a new show if I think this might be good.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm going to start it.
Watch your one episode. If you don't like it,
Then
turn
move
it
on.
off,
Yeah.
move on, and shut up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need you to hear your opinion about episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 when you haven't even watched them or even paid attention to them.
Yeah. Why do you continue staying in this bad relationship with Marvel if
Yeah.
you don't like it?
Yeah.
Get out. Nobody's
It's
keeping you here,
toxic.
man. Nobody's keeping you.
Go, move on.
Like,
Get better.
please.
You guys
Please.
don't, yeah, nothing's keeping you here. Nothing. You guys don't have a kid together.
This feels like it, I guess.
What,
Just
you
Let
invest
it
in the
go.
movies?
And Thor: Love and Thunder was good.
It was
So
good.
you guys can.
I knew.
kick
I
rocks.
told you guys.
People just
about
don't like
Jane.
Love and Thunder.
There were
That's fine.
something. I think I went in a little with higher expectations, so I was a little disappointed in some areas. But I acknowledge that it is a fourth Thor movie.
Yeah.
Like, once you're, past 3, you kind of there's not a lot of new that you can do with character. You're more just kind of like going along with who they are already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Thor. Like at the end of it, he has somebody new to take care of, and
Yeah.
he has like a new purpose, which is good. And there's that character growth. But overall, like, maybe I should have just not had such high expectations
Yeah.
for the movie. But I still thought it was good.
Mhm.
I wish Gore had like a little bit more like character to him, but
yeah.
that's for something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you for sure.
Yeah. Again, it's its own experience. That's
Yeah.
all it
Mhm.
is.
It was
you know?
good. It was a little rushed,
Mhm.
Yeah, it
I
did
felt
feel a little
like-
short.
but overall it's good. And that I don't live for the cameos and all this stuff, but the end credit scene
Mm.
with
I keep
we can
forgetting.
say
what-
now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
With
It's been long
Hercules.
enough.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be. And Mr. T's gonna make a Gods movie.
Is he?
You saw that? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna be producing and directing it with Russell Crowe and the guy from Ted Lasso. No
Oh.
disrespect.
Mm.
The main, he's Hercules. He's gonna be playing Hercules.
Huh.
Yeah, he's gonna make a movie about them.
I don't know what that is.
I forgot what I was gonna. I was just gonna say like I had high expectations for it too. I think higher than necessary,
Mm. Mm.
but I was pleased with it. I was pleased.
Yeah, it
with
definitely wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. People said it was ass, which is crazy to
No.
me. I don't know how they. It's again just
That's-
what we're talking
I
about.
think
with
it
people.
really is just people continuously going into these shows and movies expecting it to
Kind of save their lives, I feel like.
it's
Like,
that
it's a
and it's
super high expectation.
Mhm.
like okay, this has to tell me something about the
Yeah.
next Avengers movie.
Yeah.
If this doesn't tell me something about that or lead me to it, I don't like it's stupid.
I was gonna say a lot of people miss all these Easter eggs as well.
Mhm.
Like if you want to be like, I guess hypercritical, I get it, but also you should just pay attention more
Mm.
because like some of the shit that we complain about, it's in the movie indirectly,
Yeah.
in the background, or there's foreshadowing.
That's why I always go on every time I watch an episode of one of the shows or I
Mhm.
watch a movie, I go on Screen Crush.
Yeah.
Like right after. They got a YouTube channel. It's called Screen Crush, and they do like 50 or 70, 100 things that you missed in
Nice, yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder or in episode 3 of Moon Knight. And
Nice.
it's just, I watch the episode and I'll go watch that because it comes out like same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
Just like we were talking about with school. It's all information that we just didn't even... Like, here's a trippy question. Not even trippy, but just maybe a question that a lot of people don't kind of contemplate, I guess. So instead of, like, going into any situation with, like, a sense of judgment or dread, what would it be like if you went into a situation purely with curiosity and that was it? because then you'd probably find all these little nuances in movies, shows, whatever, and be like, whoa, what is that? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? Why is that there? And you can go into like this rabbit hole of really discovering things and be like, wow, okay, so maybe it wasn't what I expected, or maybe it wasn't as good in a certain way, but they're doing all these other things in between. And for me as a writer especially, I love doing like little tiny things and somehow making something go full circle so that at the end you're like, oh, whoa.
Your mind
Okay.
blown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do with music. Like I might like not like an artist, or like I might not like anything that they've put out before.
Yeah.
But like if they like The Game just put out a new album,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't liked tons of his stuff before,
But there's some good
and
stuff
I don't
in his
necessarily
now.
like him as
A person.
yeah, or as just like an entertainer. I don't know him as a person.
Right, it's all entertainment for
Yeah.
them.
So I don't like his personality as an entertainer, but his album comes out, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
His new music.
Which gives you perspective on him as a human.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Besides the
And my
entertainment
thing
stuff.
is too is like I like to be like surprised. Like, oh, I thought I thought I might not like this. I haven't liked anything else he's put out, and then 5 songs in a row, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Like with Love and
Did
Thunder,
I love it? No,
I saw
wasn't a good album.
like when he gave the children his powers,
Mhm.
like in the shot, the way the kids are positioned, it's like a tree of life.
Yeah,
Like have you seen that? Have you gotten to see it yet?
Not yet.
Sorry, I'm
No,
I'm
it's
spoiling
fine.
it.
It's
But
fine.
like, and it also shows his growth. Like, you know how you guys said like, okay, this is a 4th Thor movie.
Mhm.
How much can we be surprised with? But
Yeah.
like, if you look at it in more detail, okay, like from 1 through 4, his power has significantly increased. And I told my partner about this, that essentially he goes through a lot of shit, and every time he goes, I think I said this on the podcast too, every time he goes through something or something detrimental happens to him, he grows, his power significantly increases, right? And I just thought it was really cool that, like, man, he gave his powers to some other beings. Like, that's powerful. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't doing that in the first or the second
Yeah.
one. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Also, how they're introducing the afterlives in the MCU with Moon Knight,
Mhm.
with Miss Marvel, with Thor and Valhalla. Like, that was another end credit scene, right?
Yeah.
Where we got to see Jane and Idris Elba's character.
Heimdall.
Heimdall, they're still very much spirited and around. They're just not on our plane,
Yeah.
you know? And that's going to lead to something in the future that I don't think people are even fully aware of yet, like these afterlives.
And that's the thing is, even if it doesn't, like, now we know that that's
it's
the
a thing. Like, they're
We
not
know that
completely gone.
Heimdall's there just
Looking out. Looking out for his son now.
yeah.
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 Jane's probably looking out for Thor.
So it's like we probably know Odin's there. We probably know Frigga's there.
Loki, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe multiple Lokis. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But like that, it just like it gives you kind of like that peace
Yeah.
at the end of it.
And that's
Like-
that's the thing too, is like, just like you said with that metaphor of it being the tree of life when he just gives his power, that says so much about the concept of power that's just continuously like been kind of fed on and like passed down through society, through everything, is that power isn't just getting to the top. It's knowing like, okay, this is where I've been, and there's actually so much more to this than me. And now, like, how can I help people below me, or, you know, everyone below me, or, you know, not even below, but just coming
That aren't
and-
at your level
yeah,
yet.
coming to their own awareness, living their own experiences. How can I help them achieve something not only that I did, but something better for everybody, and like more authentic in themselves, more honest. And I think that says just so much about perspective, for sure, you know, because you can't, even for people who are in Marvel right now, and people who, you know, we grew up with the first Iron Man coming out and like the first X-Men movie and now all that, it would be really, I think, detrimental in a way to look back on that and start, like, if this podcast was completely different about how all of that was like top and you're never going to be that no matter what, it'd be like, well, that's not doing the tree of life thing, you know. That's just stopping it right there and saying, this is it, this is the closed fist, this is the PowerPoint.
And then you have to start anew.
Exactly.
Again.
And now it's like, no, we get to, like, in your podcast, you guys get to basically look at all the Marvel that's come out since then, and branch out with it, and see where it's going, see what might happen, see where all of that, and that's the point.
Saying
That's
so
the connection.
at the risk of this already being too long. So you and I were talking the other day. We went to that show about how all of this looks after that second Avengers movie in 2025, right? And then I pointed out how that's in 20. Is it 2025?
I think so.
Yeah.
2026 or
So-
something.
2025, that second Marvel movie comes out. At that point, we are 17 years in to the MCU, right?
It's gonna graduate high school soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, I've never seen a movie franchise last that long in the first place.
Yeah.
And two, I don't think that everything has to be great.
Yeah.
Here. I don't think, like, do I want everything to be really good? Yeah. But do I think everybody got spoiled with Infinity War and Endgame?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then now anything that's below that is just shit to people. And yeah, like I told you before, a lot of the fans of all this came in around there, binge watched all the movies, so they got to that point, so they knew what was going on in the movies. But they're solely MCU fans. They don't care about the backstories that happen in the comics because it doesn't matter to what's going on here. And then we get to Phase 4, and now we're kind of in a comic book era where we have all these characters that Moon Knight doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
what Captain America is doing right now.
Yeah.
And then we get Ms. Marvel, who's just a little teenager. And then we get She-Hulk, who's just a lawyer that's living on...
But She-Hulk, like Gustavo said, I feel like it's gonna give us perspective
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
now
I think we're going to see different sides
of everybody
Yeah.
because she represents people,
Mhm.
right? So we're gonna get to hear these stories.
And that represents people. That's so pivotal. That's
Yeah,
such a
right?
simple phrase, but yeah, that's what it is. She represents people. That's gonna say
Yeah.
so much.
Not just the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, not everything has to be great. Everything should be good.
Hey man, you sound like a dad. Because I mean,
I mean, it is the truth, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
'cause
this
if
isn't
this-
anything I wouldn't say to Zara.
yeah, if this franchise is literally only in its teen years, they're gonna be awkward. There's gonna be some weirdness. There's gonna be like stuff where you're like, whoa, okay.
Like, I watched The Office for 9 years, and there's not many bad episodes there.
Yeah.
But there's some.
Yeah.
I watched Scrubs for
Scrubs.
Scrubs, yeah.
Classic.
and they didn't have a bad episode until the last season.
Yeah.
I would argue the same with The Office too.
Yeah.
But,
But
like,
I think The Office ended because people weren't open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have kept going. I think it's just that people were so closed off on.
they had the same
things.
cast pretty much for the whole
just
thing.
one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a lot of the same writers,
Yeah.
or the bigger writers
Yeah.
there. So you could have kept going with it.
They just didn't want to give Ed Helms a chance, and they didn't maybe want Dwight to be what Dwight was going to become. I don't know. It's weird.
So
It's weird.
Like 17 years in, 18 years into a movie franchise overall. Are we gonna get some stuff that not everybody likes? Sure, but you can't go. These people aren't gonna be able to go the next 3 years saying, "Oh, this is shit. I don't want to do this anymore," and still stick. Like, if you say all that for the next 3 years and then still watch the Avengers movie,
You're miserable.
you're a horrible person.
Again, just get better relationships. You need to do some work.
Yeah.
Like,
Go watch Harry Potter or something.
yeah, like something like.
Anything. Go watch a DC movie.
But then I think that the key is too, it's that curiosity instead of like comparison.
Yeah.
You know, comparison will always kill more truth than any kind of failure or anything like that.
I don't understand how the lack of curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, that, Dad didn't teach us all the greatest things, but growing up, that was one of the things with music that he always told me about. It was like, we'd hear a song on the radio, and then he's like, "Oh, did you know that song came from this
another
song?"
song.
And then he, like, if he had it, like, because he had a hella tapes. So if he had it, he'd pull up the tape, play that song. So now it was like, okay, now I know that
Yeah.
this is a fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire sample
Yeah, exactly.
that I wouldn't have known. I just thought that fucking Timbaland made this beat all from his mind.
Mhm.
And granted, he took. It is a skill to take this song and find a piece of it,
And then make it
and
into
then
a
make
whole
that into
something,
another
like-
song.
Yeah.
I could go on and on with this. The whole, you made it a Jay-Z with the, you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song.
Yeah.
Like just to be able to take a piece of this run of a comic book story and then turn it into a movie that comic wasn't a piece of this MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So now you took a piece of this comic book, made it into a movie that now fits into this different story that it wasn't a
Skill.
part of.
Yeah.
And it's all connected to this 18-year thing.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
And that's just life.
How?
You know, that's just life. It's all little bits.
And
of
how are you
pieces that
not
come
interested
together.
in what comes next?
Yeah.
How are you not curious how this is going to connect to that?
What are you thinking, DeMarco?
I don't really. I mean, I agree with all you guys' thoughts.
Yeah.
I've been really thinking about what Gustavo said about the curiosity thing, because like once you said that, I
A little
was like,
nugget in there. You see that?
I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn, like I go in with expectations of all these movies, right?
Yeah.
I go in thinking, all right, and I realize this, and I know I need to stop, but I always go in thinking, how does this thing connect to this thing? I'm always looking for that thing. Where's the Easter egg? What's this thing? What's that mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really get to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm always looking for that Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like I need to do this with even like DC movies. I need to go in with just, all right, I'm going to see this movie and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
See what happens. I don't need to know exactly what this character is or what happened in the books or anything. I just need to go in there and just say, hey, this is a movie I'm going to watch, and I'm either going to enjoy it, I'm not going to enjoy it, but I need to just figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
And-
I think about after the movie now is like, okay, how does this connect to everything
Yeah.
now?
See, it's the difference between trying to connect the past to the present.
Yeah.
When, like, on your watch, the present is the smallest hand on your watch. It's that second hand. And the past, and then the future. And we think, you know, just like Alan Watts says, it's not the wake of the ship that drives the ship. The wake comes after the boat has been there in the present moment. And that's exactly what it is. It's just that curiosity being in that present moment, and then letting, not so much saying I want to experience this, but like I'm part of this experience now.
Yeah.
That's why we go to movies. That's why we do it, because we want to realize that we are part of an experience. You know.
Yeah.
Especially on the premiere. The
Yeah,
premiere
exactly.
night, right?
You know.
It's a big deal.
I think the first Avengers movie, I went with my cousin, her ex at the time, and like they dressed up and everything. I was like, wow, this is really cool. This is the first time I'm seeing people dress up in like Marvel costumes and stuff. But throughout the whole movie, like people were cheering,
Yeah.
like loud, like it was an experience. And I was like,
That,
wow,
and
this is
that
so
experience is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like when I went to go see Black Panther in theaters, that was
Dude,
Phenomenal.
Yeah. As soon Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody in the
it
theater.
was so much,
Especially
fun.
out here,
Yeah.
right?
Like it was so
Everybody
much fun.
was juiced.
Yeah.
And then you go to Infinity War and you watch that, and then you literally hear people crying.
Yeah.
You hear like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the oh shit, like
That they lost
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah.
it's like something good happens. You hear some claps,
Yeah.
like, and then at the end of the movie, and then at the end of Infinity War, when everybody starts dusting away, and then you don't hear anything in the theater,
Dead silence.
theater full of people,
And it just ends like
everybody's
that.
just sitting there. Some people are just looking back and forth.
Yeah.
Like that's a fucking experience.
Mm.
Like, granted, I haven't had that since before the pandemic
Yeah.
with any of this stuff, but
Yeah, I was-
even just being able to watch it, like even watching stuff by myself, like just like we read the comics, so like I know maybe a little bit more than the average person. I'm not even gonna act like I know tons of shit.
Yeah.
Like I know a little bit more than maybe the average MCU watcher. And even me watching some of the shows and the movies on Disney Plus, like oh shit,
Mhm.
like, and like yeah, obviously Fariel doesn't know what's going on sometimes, but like I'm looking back at her like that was nuts,
Yeah.
like that's fucking crazy, and of course she's just staring back at me like okay, like, whatever.
Whatever, little kid.
But even still, just to sit at home and watch those things happen, when I've seen stuff like that happen in the comic books,
Mhm.
or I've read these big stories in the comic books, And even, like I said, after 15 years of it all, for that stuff to still be making me feel that way and making me like excited for the next thing, like I've never seen this before, and I don't think that I don't know if any other franchise is gonna be able to do 15 years of
Yeah.
a movie franchise.
Not in this day and age with the
No.
microwave climate we live in.
Yeah.
One, nothing else. I don't think anything else has the material to do it
Mm-hmm.
besides DC, but they haven't gotten their shit together for a while.
Good luck, guys, man. That's
So
rough.
I'm sure there's some book series out there that some of
Yeah.
us might not be aware of, but it's
I'm
not
sure.
gonna be
or
like
that I
this.
need to write.
There you go. Yeah, that's coming
there
up.
we go.
I was gonna say, just circling back to She-Hulk.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see what they do with Bruce Banner because they just
Mm.
announced, along with like the Deadpool 3 as being like one of the last 3 movies,
Mhm.
they're gonna do a World War Hulk potentially.
Ooh, that'll be cool. That'll be cool.
And a lot of people's complaints about Hulk was that they softened him a little too much, and I think that. Well, I'm wondering if they're gonna show what led to him becoming more mild mannered.
Mhm.
Like if that's gonna be before or if it's gonna be after, as
Yeah.
far as World War Hulk.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Because nothing softens somebody who's hard and aggressive than war.
Yeah, like seeing the absolute worst in
Mhm.
humanity, seeing the absolute worst, and possibly having to take any kind of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that changes so much, especially when you know you've had this power the whole time, and you might even have had to do it kind of out of sympathy, and then it's just like, oh, from now on, like
Can't do it.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess we'll see. I think we might get maybe some answers on some of that
Mhm.
in
During the
She-Hulk.
series.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's 9 episodes though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we getting like a 2-episode premiere, or is it
I think it's
one?
just a one
Are they hour long or half hour?
half hour.
I'm okay with
That's
that.
not
One
bad.
half hour on a premiere
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
So you spoiled, man.
Yeah, that's
See,
all.
look, listen to what you just said.
Look,
Come
Ms.
on, man.
Marvel
Go
gave us
into
an
it.
hour.
Open-minded, curiosity, bro.
You got 9 episodes.
Come
Don't worry
on.
about it.
But it's just like it's the format that shows are now, like especially like streaming shows.
True. Yeah.
Like and Marvel shows, like there's only that one story arc, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like each week you're just like it feels like you're only getting that one little hump over the hill, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on, I need at least like like a story arc in like if it's 9 episodes, or like how Daredevil's gonna be 18. You're
Yeah.
gonna fit a lot of story into that. Maybe like 3 episodes of story arc, or 3 like an actual TV
Yeah.
show, you
Yeah.
know, where
Yeah.
you'll get some sort of like closure in this episode. Now
Mm.
it's gonna be something else that you get to work with.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's get ready for the people complaining about how slow the show's going.
Yeah.
Because it's
right.
9 episodes.
Yeah.
They were complaining with 6 episodes how slow it was going. With 9,
I feel like with 9 we're definitely getting something big though.
Jeez.
I
Yeah.
think, what I think is gonna happen with She-Hulk though is that we're gonna get like an overarching storyline
Mhm.
that just goes throughout the episodes. But I also think that we're gonna get like underlying ones where like like she helps a different person or a different character every one.
So yeah, kind of like Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
Daredevil, like those. That's what made it good. There was so much behind it where you're like, there's something deeper here.
Yeah.
And then there was stuff every episode where you're like, okay, like that's keeping me involved. That's that little bit of sweetness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end this in a second, but are there any characters that I know we don't like? I don't typically care about cameos, but are there any characters that you might want to see in this? Because she does kind of represent
Mm.
like all these different people.
I can't think of any like smaller characters
Mhm.
that like I would want to see. If she could, if like Spider-Man characters were like able to be used on the show,
Mm.
I think there would be like some cool like smaller like villains that would have been nice to see,
Okay.
like Shocker or
Mm.
like the Spot would have been
Spot.
cool to see. But like just from like the trailers I've seen, like there's characters I don't know who these
Yeah.
characters are, you know, and it's like I'm just excited to see.
Like Titania.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like I'm just excited to see like how they bring these characters in, what they do, like
Yeah.
because even these smaller characters may be a sign of what's to come, like
Yeah.
somewhere else. Like they may be from a different dimension,
Yeah.
or like be connected to another character or something. So it's like, just all that alone is going to be cool to see.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Howard the Duck.
That would be nice if they brought him
They
in.
keep teasing him just
Yeah.
to take him away
I know.
and like disappear for so long. Like
Just put him in there.
I don't know.
He was in what? Last thing he was in was in.
Was it the Guardians?
Endgame?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was in Endgame real quick. Yeah.
I want Howard the Duck, and I want Patsy Walker, Hellcat.
Mm.
Okay.
Because in the comics, they're like best friends.
Mm.
But I know in the show she has a different best friend. So I don't think that they're gonna use that. Story
Could be a
arc
friend
there.
from like college or something, or
Yeah.
like
Maybe I would. She's like she's one of my favorite characters. I've read. I mean, she doesn't have. She really only has like 4 or 5 runs, and they're all pretty short, except for one. It's like 17 issues, but she's so funny. She could have her own show easily. I
she
hope
did
they-
in Jessica Jones.
Well, I
Yeah.
want it here.
Yeah.
Well, I want it here.
I want.
Oh well, I want it.
want
I want it here, I want
her
it
to
now.
have her own MCU
So
show.
demanding.
Now, damn it. Okay, Kevin.
What about you?
I'd like to see the Demolition Man. I think that'd be pretty cool. 'Cause he doesn't really have any powers, kind of brainwashed. I think he eventually does get super soldier serum or something like
Yeah.
that. And I think that would be a nice like platform for the Young Avengers and the young brother that was the nephew or son of the first super soldier, technically, right?
I think
Because I think he becomes his grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that dude becomes a hero
Yeah.
eventually, right? For the Young Avengers,
Patriot.
the Patriot, and obviously he has somebody to look up to that is the new Captain America. I think that would be pretty cool, a cool way to add the street level super soldier or, you know, that variable into the MCU. It's already there, but, you know, as like a reminder or whatever. And this guy that, you know, just freaking trying to do stuff that doesn't even really have powers. Like, I think it'd be cool.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm open to whatever. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been able to see any kind of Disney, Marvel, anything. And the only reason I saw Multiverse of Madness was because my brother was like, we should watch it. And it was like midnight. And I stayed through. Like, and for that whole movie, I was like curious about it just because I love like multiversal stuff. So yeah, even at the end of the movie, I was like, wow, I like that. I like the fact that in it they introduced the fact that if you dream about yourself,
I
in another
loved
in another,
that
like, life,
because
and
I
it's something
believe that to
weird,
be
yeah.
potentially true.
Yeah, then like I was like, ooh, that's so good, and like so I picked up on stuff like that. But yeah, I was stoked. I was stoked to like just watch it, how they experience. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be curious. I'm curious just to see like what happens and what they do with it. So
The other day I was on TikTok and I saw somebody complaining about the fact that Doctor Strange didn't go to enough multiverse. He didn't go to enough universes in that movie.
the movie was like,
I mean, I
almost 3
thought he
hours
was.
It was crazy long.
But yeah, I mean,
I thought he was too. That was kind of disappointing. It was too quick. Like when they were going through that was a
they were
cop
falling
out.
through.
Yeah, that was a cop out.
Yeah,
Because in the
definitely.
trailer they make it seem like
They really they
Way
went to
more.
they went.
3?
They said they
3.
went to
Oh, no,
12 during
2.
the quick like.
3. He went to 3.
Yeah, 3 total. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he flew through like 12.
I mean,
Yeah.
but really,
Yeah.
like it's a tighter story that he didn't go to
Yeah.
more. Like,
Mhm.
what was he going to do in these other universes that was going to like
Yeah.
push the story forward? Where, you
Right.
know?
If it's a show, then yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Stop.
But
the
yeah,
different
it's
ones.
like they introduce the
they
antagonist to you
should
right
have
away.
done.
You know exactly
that
who
I'm
it
thinking
is.
about
So
it.
Yeah.
it's just like we don't need much
No,
more
they do that in
time.
What
Like
If.
I was just like, oh, so
Here
we
we
know
go.
who it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Him
what's gonna
just
happen next now?
stopping
Yeah.
Like, what's the
kinda
point?
different
I like
universes.
that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
Like being,
refreshing.
like-
Yeah, and then it was
I was
more
gonna say
about
they should've
America
did a
too,
show.
and like her, like where
Her
she, yeah, and I was like,
psychosis and
oh,
trauma.
okay, yeah, it's good.
Sometimes it's too much of a slow burn
Yeah.
with the villain, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they introduced her right away, and then you're just like, oh, okay.
And you're
cool.
kind of like, for people like probably like us that like the build up with
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, like, and you're almost disappointed, like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, Wanda,
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
exactly.
which is cool because now you get to play with these two sides of your brain throughout the movie. Like, do I root for her?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can understand why,
right.
is it right?
I mean, it's trauma either way. It's just the difference in how they handled it.
Exactly, dude.
So yeah,
I thought that movie was great.
it was good. You have to again kind of see it deeper. So
All right, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're almost at 2 hours now, so
Hey.
we're gonna call it here. The one thing I will say is, if we're in the multiverse era, why not just buy DC and then just throw those bitches in there?
They might do that, man.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean-
Discovery doesn't know what the hell they're doing with DC right now.
They have a 10-year plan.
Oh yeah, sure.
Jaded.
First year, sell it.
Jaded.
9 years, laugh at it. They're not gonna do anything with it. But thank you guys for coming.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Always
Being here.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys
Gustavo,
can stick
welcome
around
back.
for
Thank you,
next
thank you.
week's
glad
episode.
to be here. Glad to be here.
And yeah, that was our She-Hulk special
Sweet.
where we talked like 20 minutes She-Hulk
Yeah, yeah.
and everything else. But either way, thank you guys for being here. That wasn't loud enough.
House.
There we go.
Yeah. Hey.
Let me take these off.
Oh, that's why it doesn't sound so loud in my headphones were down. My bad.
Blow it up.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you again,
Hopefully
everybody.
you guys come back next week. Peace.
Bye-bye.
You can only judge me if you're the judge. Specifically, Judy.
I do
Gotta
probably gotta
be
cut.